Yeah, good afternoon, or actually good morning. This is wildlife biologist Eric Orr from New Hampshire Fish and Wildlife YouTube channel. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. I keep forgetting to ask that. So today I'm going to talk about my years with Fish and Game. I worked for the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department from the fall of 1976 until I retired in 2007. And I was taking a look at my 1996 diary this morning, just for the heck of it, to see. Well, that was the year of Comet Hyakutake, but I stumbled across something here that I found quite interesting. On May 29th, 1996, I went to the Connor Farm in Exeter. This was about a 200-acre tract that was largely fields that the Fish and Game Department acquired through the DOT mitigation for the expansion of Route 101. And this morning, on May 29th, was a cloudy but mid-70s. So I went to the Connor Farm in Exeter, and what did I do there? I planted pumpkin seeds for turkeys. I forgot that we'd done that. We had a farmer that was contracted to cut the fields and to utilize the fields, and according to this, I had him dump some piles of cow manure around the edges of the field where I planted pumpkin seeds for the turkeys. So over the years, thanks to Ted Walski's insight, we had a number of programs to help benefit our New Hampshire wild turkeys, which went from 25 that were released in 1975 to I think over 40,000 today. But we at Fish and Game did a lot of things to help them. And then I see that I actually later went up. I took some cow manure with me, and I had some bat guano from, I did bat work also on my spare time. So it says I was using a mixture of cow manure and bat guano and planting medium, and I planted some pumpkins at the Bellamy River Wildlife Management Area. It was around these years too that Ted Walski had arranged for Fish and Game staff in each of the 4 regional offices, Lancaster and New Hampton and Keene and Durham, where I was, to plant crabapple trees. Each year, Ted Walski would use turkey revenue and buy hundreds of crabapple trees, which we were all expected to plant. I'm thinking I planted probably, I know there were groups of 24 trees, and I planted probably at least 10 plots, maybe even 15 plots of them a year, mostly on state property, but sometimes I would arrange to work with a private landowner, and we would plant the cluster of 24 crabapple trees on his property. I think before that, about maybe 25 or 30 years ago, I had secured some crabapple trees to plant on my own property, and here's one here. It must be 35 feet high. This year it has crab apples. Last year not so much. But this is probably the height of all those crab apples that we're planting back in the 90s. So yes, we planted probably 100 or more plots of crabapple trees for about a decade in the 1990s to help out our turkeys. Well, who else eats crab apples? Deer and squirrels and bears. Everybody eats apples. So we at the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department for about a decade were all Johnny Appleseeds, planting apple trees throughout New Hampshire, and I think I'm proud and happy to be a member of that. And hey, we even planted pumpkins.